my name is Erik Mattensson. I'm the singer and guitar player for a Swedish rock band called Eclipse. And we've been going on for quite a few years now. And we are finally back in Australia in a couple of days just to play at Glam Fest, which is going to be very exciting. It's going to be a 3-week flight to get there and 3 weeks home. But well, last time we were in Melbourne playing, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm really looking forward to it this time.
Beautiful, Erik. Thanks for joining us tonight, this morning in your country. It's a pleasure to have you.
Oh yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
So that's your say, man. Eclipse are due in Australia next week for Glam Fest 2023, which starts in Brisbane on January 25th before moving through Melbourne, Adelaide, and Sydney on January 28th. So that's 4 straight days, mate, of gigging. It doesn't look like they're giving you much time to actually enjoy yourself off stage.
No, well, I think we only play like 45 minutes a day. So hopefully we get sweaty by the end of it. but we are running around pretty much on stage, and we are very energetic band. So we'll probably start sweating 30 seconds in.
I'd say
and the temperature is pretty different from where I live. It's actually snow here, so it's
wow.
It's cold in winter. Yeah.
You'll be playing on stage in your underwear then. It's that hot over here.
Well, for the audience sake, I will not do that.
Oh, shouldn't. Glam Fest also features bands like Faster Pussycat, Enuff Z Nuff, Wednesday 13, Tuff, Pretty Boy Floyd, and local supporters, including yourself, mate. So out of all those, which ones are you most looking forward to playing with, and why?
Well, I haven't seen any of those bands live. I've seen so many bands throughout the years, and we're playing so much festivals, but we never play the same festivals as these guys. So it's going to be the first time for every band for me. I've never met anyone. Usually everyone knows, old bands know each other because they always meet at festivals and chat backstage, but none of these guys we ever met before. So it's going to be super exciting. And it's fun that it's Glam Fest as well, because we don't consider ourselves much glam. Or well, have a look at me. I'm not glam at all. But it's going to be exciting too.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that. Like, you got yourselves. There's bands like Wednesday 13 there as well. Like, he's not glam as well. So it's like it's an interesting. It's a great festival. Don't get me wrong, but it's an interesting title for it, considering not all the bands are actually glam.
Yeah, but when you hear Glam Fest, it at least it says something. It's better than nothing. Yeah.
So what special delights have Eclipse got in store for Aussie fans this time around, mate?
Well, it's going to be a great rock show. It's no big production, as we are flying in with minimum equipment, but so it's going to be like an old classic AC/DC show. Just a band and the stage and some great songs. That's good awesome. Performance, hopefully. Yeah.
That's awesome. And you guys, you're a very hard-working touring band, mate. So how much time and planning actually goes into your live set, that 45 minutes, as you say, on stage?
Well, the planning is not much. I think we're going to do a set list just before we hit the stage. So we're probably going to do a lot of new songs. On 45 minutes, you can't do a lot of songs, but at least some new songs and some old classics for the fans. And we probably change the set list every night. So it's a bit different. So if people are seeing at least 2 shows, they will hear some different songs.
Good idea. Yeah. So the last time I actually spoke with Eclipse was not long before the release of your last album, Wired, in 2021. So how did that album go for you, mate, given the timing of its release, I suppose, not long after COVID?
It's been doing great. We've been touring it a lot last year. Well, I still think it's 2022, but last year I think it was kind of the most busy year ever for us. A lot of festivals, also including Japan, and no touring, because we didn't do a proper European tour because everyone is touring at the same time. So it's like no point in doing like a month tour anymore, because a lot of bands or artists had to cancel because there's so many tours going on at the same time. So we just did festivals and shows in cities during weekends, but it's been a fun year.
Yeah, cool. And then the previous album, of course, Paradigm, was the band's most successful album to that point. So did that put extra pressure on you guys going into the writing and recording of White?
Not really. It's just, we just make songs that gets us excited. We don't we can never think about what the fans will think or if it's going to be successful or not. When we are sitting in the studio and writing and recording, it's just, if we like it, then it's good enough, because that's the only reference we can have. So, well, so the answer is no, no pressure. Just make the best album possible.
And you actually formed Eclipse back in 1999, mate. So back then in the early days, what was the musical climate like, I suppose, that gave birth to the band, and where did you fit in initially?
Well, it was terrible, because people thought we were complete idiots. They were actually laughing at us, who we could play like hard rock songs with melodies and catchy choruses. That was like, no one did it in early 2000s, because it was completely out of fashion, and we didn't think about fashion, or we didn't, we just liked the music, and so it was super hard to to play live. It's almost impossible to get any gigs at all. So so the first 10 years, it was like not much happened. We did 2 crap albums, and and then we but around 2010 it started to change quite a bit, and we came up as the new wave of this melodic hard rock coming from Scandinavia. We were one of the in the forefront of that, and it has really changed a lot since then. So now it's okay to play any music. You can. That's why I guess you can have the Glam Fest with Eclipse and Faster Pussycat, Enuff Z Nuff, and Wednesday 13, because people don't care. It's not that important about specific genres anymore. If you like the music, then it's okay.
No, that's good. So, as I mentioned, like, you actually started the band, mate. So what was your initial early vision for Eclipse, and how has it changed over the years?
Well, I was super young, and for me it was just unbelievable, but we were able to get a record deal, to make a contract, to be in the studio, even if it was extremely low budget. We mixed it ourselves, and we didn't have a clue what we were doing. So I just tried to write songs that were not completely worthless, and we tried to play as good as we could, but it's, I don't know, the vision hasn't, the climate back then was so bad, so it was hard to even have a vision, because it was almost impossible to get anywhere. But as the time went on, and we got better, and the whole scene was changing, I think the vision has always been to be a touring band, and I think we are at that point in our career where we can actually go play a tour, we can play festivals, and play the better stages and stuff, which is fantastic. That's what it's all about. It's making records and play live and meet fans and drink beer.
Drinking. I'm glad you put drink beer in there. That's one of the important ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
wouldn't be much rock and roll without that.
No, there wouldn't be. There'd be no roll anyway. There'd be lots of rock. So we mentioned your last album, Wide, came out back in 2021, mate. So how advanced are you on writing new material?
We are actually quite advanced. We are already the material for a new album. It's already done. We are actually starting to record after Australia. We will start to do the first tracking drums and stuff. So it's we are pretty far advanced in the new record coming up, hopefully by the end of this year.
And what can fans expect from that? Is it typical Eclipse music that people would expect, or have you sort of done a few elements in there?
Yeah, there's always new elements. Well, we will sound, hello, we will sound the same, because we are the same people. So of course, the vocals will sound the same, but we always make changes, and we will probably do, I don't know, we always try to add new material, add new ways of writing songs. But yeah, let's see. It's always a gamble, and we'll see at the end. When it's done, I'll know what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So you got any messages for your Australian fans ahead of Glam Fest, mate? To talk them into coming out.
Well, thank you so much. If you're coming to the show, thank you so much. And for everyone who's listening to our music, thank you so much. Without people like you, there will be no music. There will be no records made, no concert happenings, because you are the key that makes this whole, or the engine that makes this whole rock and roll machine go round and round. So, and people like you as well, who promote it and talk about it, and we really appreciate it, and we are really humbled about that.
Very cool. All right. Well, thanks very much for talking with us today. Glam Fest kicks off in Brisbane on January 25th, as you mentioned, and also goes to Melbourne, Adelaide, and Sydney. So I shall catch you at the Brisbane show, my friend, and look forward to meeting you.
Oh, wonderful. See you there.
Take care, brother. Thanks for the interview.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.
Hey.